everyone. I am Alex Harper, the founder of Women of Culture, an organization designed to connect, empower, and inspire women through meaningful engagement with the arts. And I'm here today with Tsipi Ben-Haim, who is the founder and executive director of CITYarts, which is an amazing nonprofit organization which engages youth with professional artists in the creation of public art. And we're going to be chatting, just learning a little bit more about CITYarts and anticipation of our walk together this Sunday, July 30th, where we're going to be seeing the inside of some really amazing artist studios in SoHo, and just really excited to get to know Tsipi better and learn more about her organization. So thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure, Alexandra. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, so I'd love to hear a little bit more about CITYarts, since you are the founder. I think it's been around for 30 or so years now.
We are, in fact, in our 35th year since I founded CITYarts, and I want you to know that I am forever 35.
Yeah.
So in my imagination, it works really well. Okay, so just imagine, I'm 35, I founded it almost 35 years ago. Where next year we'll celebrate our 35th, but now we are preparing for 35 years. And that means a lot to me, of course, but it feels almost like I started it yesterday.
Wow.
Because in many ways, every project is unique, and every project you start from the beginning. So for me, every project is like a jigsaw puzzle. And every piece in that jigsaw puzzle is very special, very unique. I actually was at the Vatican this year. And for many years, I'm saying we are going to make puzzles of each of the murals that we're working on. And what do I see here?
It's a puzzle.
Okay, so this is amazing, and it's sort of, I'm keeping it on my desk at all times, because I want it to remind me that I want to do these puzzles of the murals, and maybe we will do it as we are celebrating our 35th anniversary. CITYarts is very special in many ways. First and foremost, it focuses on our youth voices. This was my intent and goal to begin with. When I started CITYarts, and I was asked why, I was an art critic by that time. I was married to an artist, which I saw the creative process at all times. And I'm still married to that artist, yeah. And my son was about 2 years old. And I said, one thing is missing in everything that we do, and that's our youth voices. And why? Because we are too much focused on what the adults think and what the adults, 30 years and up. And we're not paying attention to the teenagers, that their minds and hearts and ideas are forming, and their creative juices are working very strongly, beginning at the age of 10. but we are usually focused on our youth between 12 to 20. However, sometimes 10, 11 years old come into play as well if they are in middle school already. And why? Because, and you can see that we don't have young leadership. Why does it happen? Because we are not asking and encouraging our young leaders, our young people, our teenagers to start thinking about their communities and their own life as a part of the community. How can they contribute to this community? There are milestones here and there, but they are not being strongly reinforced with thinking about how can you contribute? What can you do for this country? That's what you ask. What can you do for the people of the world? How can you contribute from your own talent on your own self? Not just in innovation and creativity, but in a way that you will support humanity. Something that you will really want to do to help humanity do their best. Remember, 34 years ago, the talk of global warming wasn't as strong as it is now.
Yeah.
Okay, and yes, our young people are very engaged in global warming now. Not many yet, but at least that field, they realize this is the field that the world is living for us, and we want to do something about it. Okay, so my mission, our mission of CITYarts is to bring youth together with professional artists to create public art in their communities, in their schools, while addressing social and civic issues. And that transforms communities and impacts their lives forever. Think about it. When our kids that were involved in these beautiful murals, and we have over 350 of them now, around the city, around the 5 boroughs, 7 of them around the world as well, and hopefully soon in 50 states of peace. I'll tell you about it in a little while. But think about that kid coming from home on their way to school, and they see that mural that they created. I saw this kid straighten up, look around, big smile. This is me. This is mine. I created it. It's in our video as well. I created it. I'm a part of it. The sense of ownership, the sense of belonging is huge and wonderful. And that is what we need to instill in this young generation of kids from 12 years old to 20. And we have 60 kids like this actually in our projects this summer from Summer Youth Employment Program. But I'll let you ask the questions.
No, that's great. I mean, I love how passionate you are. Like it really, like you said, it does feel like you just started. Like, yeah, I love that. So yeah, can you talk a little bit more, I guess, about the process of like where the murals are, what youth are involved, how that all comes together?
Okay, so the process starts either in schools And everything is education. Think about it.
Yeah.
Education, in fact, and educators is really the most important profession in the land. And that's how they have to be treated. And I'm really on that very, very important journey of helping educators, teachers, to really elevate them into the place where they belong. Okay, we are not respecting them enough. We are not giving them the resources that they need in order to really do their work. Think about it. They are the parents of our future leaders. They are the ones that are giving them, inspiring our kids to do their best. And if they will not be strong and happy, if our educators will not be strong and happy and feel that they are being respected, we will lose our generation of leaders, of young leaders, because they are the ones that are inspiring the new generation. And they're the ones that are teaching them. Don't just think money. Think what you can do for your community, for your school, for your friends, for your country. And that is the way for them to be also happy. Our kids can be very happy themselves, and then they spread the goods all around, the good spirit, the happy spirit, who they are, what they are. When they're happy, and our educators are happy and feel encouraged and feel valued, they will spread the feeling all around. We have to always remember, it starts with educators, and on our projects, we also bring in professional artists who continue that inspiration, who continue to develop our youth ideas, imagination, curiosity. Our artists are not telling our youth what to do. They are asking them, what would you like to see on that wall of the community? Where would you like to contribute? How could you contribute from where you are coming from, your background, your cultural background? At CITYarts, we always say, we do not compromise quality or equality. And that is very important. And that leads them to understand, do not ever compromise your integrity. Because integrity is your spine of the human being. You need to feel good with yourself first and foremost. If you compromise your integrity, if you compromise what you are going to say to a person or do to a person, instead what you really feel and is right to do, it will haunt you. We can do a lot of compromises. I mean, we need to, but not your integrity. And I was telling you about seeing the play Eisenhower. Did I just? Okay. This is such an important play to see, because it goes hand in hand with what's happening now. And I don't want to go into politics, but what was most important is that he remembers, after all these years, that he compromised his integrity one time, and it haunts him to the grave.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I'm always saying, do not compromise your integrity. And here at CITYarts, We value quality and equality the same way. So once you have that, you know, you know where you're going and how you're going forward. And every project that CITYarts does is unique, and at the same time, it's challenging. We are not going for projects on a wall on Fifth Avenue and Saks Fifth Avenue or or Tiffany store. We are going into projects that are hard, that are in communities that cry for attention, in places that the walls are filled with graffiti or dirt or whatever it is, okay? There is good graffiti, but there is bad graffiti, or simply wrong splashes of color on walls, walls that don't get permit for this sort of things.
Yeah.
We want to take our kids away from violence, away from doing the wrong, from touching properties that don't belong to them.
Right.
That doesn't matter what. Therefore, whenever we come to a mural, especially outdoors, there is one person always that raises his hand and are asking us, what if we will get caught? And I said, well, we will never get caught.
Yeah.
You know why? Because we ask for permission.
Right.
We have a written permission, and I usually show them. We have a written permission to create the mural on the wall.
Yes.
And that is very important, okay? We are now on what's called Joker stairs, because it's from the movie, The Joker. But in fact, we are reclaiming the Shakespeare stairs. It's on Shakespeare Avenue in the Bronx.
Okay.
And it used to be called Shakespeare Stairs. Okay, so this is really very, very important. Okay, yeah. And why? Because people, tourists especially, are coming to the Shakespeare Stairs, and you know, they're posing and they're doing whatever they're doing. They're filming, they're leaving their trash behind and enjoying themselves and go. That's entertainment. You have to pay for it, don't you? So at least if you come to enjoy and disrupt the life of the community, you need to give something back. You are enjoying it, wonderful, enjoy it, but you have to pay for it and pay it forward. Pay it forward to CITYarts that will give it to the kids in the community in the Bronx, that will do something for our youth. Now about 30 of them that are working on the Shakespeare Stairs. That is very, very important.
Yeah.
Okay, very important. So what we are doing is giving youth and the community the opportunities to beautify their community, to engage everyone in doing something for their community, but in a meaningful way. So we are not just asking our youth, come and just spray or splash color on the walls. It's a very, very creative, involved process. Yeah. First and foremost, as I'm saying, always go and to walls that cry for attention, to spaces and community that cry for attention. Then we build up on top of it the community, the youth,
Mhm.
and the people that should be involved in actually the creation of that project, of that mural or mosaic or sculpture, right?
Yeah.
Then we're bringing in the sponsors,
Mhm.
the people that live and work in that community, the vendors, the press, very important because they bring it out to everyone. Social media is very important. We bring in for documentation, we need photographers, videographers, filmmakers, and so on. So everything has a timeline, and it all starts from identifying the wall first.
Okay.
Now, people I know, and I promise you it will happen to you now, whenever they hear about CITYarts and me telling them about communities that cry for attention, now, when you walk in communities, when you walk in neighborhoods, when you are walking anywhere, you will be looking at the walls and the spaces. And many of my friends are just sending me sending me beautiful spaces, beautiful walls that showing me
Yeah.
this is what is happening in that community. Please come and do something about it. Okay. So we get the permits and everything starts moving from there. The creative process is very unique. I'm inviting your group of ladies to come and volunteer. We just had at one project the Adobe people, a group of designers and great people, creative people come and volunteer to paint at one project. Apollo, the financial group, came yesterday to another project. We are having another group at Grants to Mosaic Bench come on Thursday. We have lawyers, financial people, designers, all different industries come to work with us and contribute. They contribute to the community, they contribute to themselves right at the same time. Because the satisfaction, and they all are saying that, first of all, just having a day in the sun makes them feel so wonderful, okay, to begin with, instead of sitting in the office and being in front of the computer. And second thing, it just, they say, we are going now, our route always will be through this space and this environment, okay? That is so very, very important. So I'm encouraging your ladies to come and help out themselves first to feel good and pay by satisfaction, and our projects as well.
Yeah, I love that. And so do the youth that you're working with, you said it's usually like middle school and up, or
Yes, middle school and high schools. We start with workshops. They contribute to the ideas of what is going to go on the wall. Then the artist creates the mock-up, the maquette. And from that maquette, the model, they're putting it on the wall together, and the artist is directing the process, okay? And of course, the maquette goes through myself. I'm as an art critic and a committee that usually selects the artist and selects and usually pays attention to that beautiful maquette as well. Okay, so if there are certain things that are not appropriate, like politics, religion, sex, or violence, these four don't go on our walls. Okay, and people are saying, so what is there left if you don't put all of that? I said, there is a lot of beauty in the world. okay? Meaningful beauty that lifts us up, inspires us, okay? When you go, and one of the kids said, you know, we used to walk through here and see a bunch of trash, and we had to run through because of the smell and because of the look. Now people are walking by and looking at this beautiful mural and stopping by and putting a huge smile on their faces.
Yeah.
And we are so impressed with ourselves that we were able to make it happen.
Yeah.
And the murals are there and mosaics for forever, mostly forever, until the building goes down. We also, or the building is being renovated and completely changed or something like that. But we usually get funding for maintenance as well. And just like the funding we're getting from Harlem Development Corporation, we got from them funding to do to restore the mosaic bench. Okay, so we are doing that. Other foundations and corporations are helping with other projects as well. And this summer, we have SYEP kids working with us. It's Summer Youth Employment Program. So these kids are youth, teenagers from high schools and college, just beginning of college. They all are paid by the city and coming to work with us on a daily basis. So for them, it's like their first job.
Yeah.
And we take them very seriously. We tell them, you should take yourself very seriously, because if you want to be your own best friend, then you have a problem.
Right. Yeah, no, that's such an amazing program. And like you said, I mean, it's, helping youth, helping the community, contributing, giving back, giving opportunity, giving people an opportunity to volunteer in a really meaningful way. And yeah, and get to like be creative too while volunteering, which is really cool.
Yes, absolutely. It's cool, it's meaningful, it gives you so much pleasure.
Yeah.
As I say, you are paid by satisfaction. Not many things, even your job sometimes doesn't pay you by satisfaction. And satisfaction goes a very long way, truly. I mean, especially when you see one of your murals out there and many of them are coming back with their kids, with their families to visit. The mosaic bench, we have now a second generation that comes with their kids to work on it. Okay, so everybody is invited. Of course, we're asking for donations, in all different ways. If you can donate funding, you can always donate of your time, your talent. Adobe people, for instance, are saying, we can volunteer and teach your interns and staff how to work on Adobe, okay? Different things like this are extremely important. Printing services, publications. We want to publish right now we have our book, the Peace Book, as you can see behind me, but we would like to publish for our 35th anniversary, CITYarts Urban Stories, highlights of youth transforming community in collaboration with artists. We're looking for a great publisher that will see how important it is for communities to have this book. And this book can go to so many great companies that will purchase maybe this book to give as gifts for the holidays. That would be a wonderful way to contribute to the community and be satisfied.
Yeah, cool. And I'm curious why art? When you wanted to create this, what was it that you decided to create like public art projects in particular?
You know, people are used to say a picture worth a million words
Mm.
or something like that. I mean, 1,000 words or a million words or whatever,
Yeah.
even more.
Yeah.
Because when you look at a picture, when you look at a visual, it fills you up.
Yeah.
It inspires you.
Mm.
It touches your soul.
Mm.
Art is life.
Mhm.
Art is something that you can see every day, experience every day. And therefore, I'm constantly encouraging our politicians and our supporters and sponsors, don't ever touch the art in schools. Contribute more funding
Mm.
so there will be more art in schools. Unfortunately, until recently, it was it wasn't cared for as much in schools. Every time they talk about education, the first thing, if there is no money, the first thing that goes, art education. And this is always such a huge uh, disappointment for me.
Yeah.
Why? How? This is the first thing that a human being can experience, enjoy, and it feeds your imagination.
Mm.
Sometimes it's enough for you to have bread all day and water, nothing else. But if you hear and hear music and see a beautiful picture or a beautiful wall outside, a mural outside, it completely transforms the environment. It brings people together to think about things they want to do. It encourages a team of people to work forward on what's important in life.
Mm.
It stays with you forever, that special experience of coming from workshops through the drawings, through little paintings on paper, through the maquette that then goes on the wall.
Mm. Mhm.
Someone said, when I actually studied comparative literature for my BA, then liberal arts and art and literature for my master's, and I wanted to do PhD continuing with literature, and they said, no, 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 you need to do the PhD on community artwork.
Mm.
What you are doing, it needs to be actually in the creative process that people will see everywhere in a book, in a dissertation, in different puzzles, in videos, in films, and so on. And then it will be, more available for them to do more in their communities.
Yeah.
Because it inspires you forever.
Yeah.
We actually asked our kids, every one of them, to write something. Why art?
Uh,
Why are you here? Why do you want to do art? One and the line that comes back all the time is that art is all around us,
mhm.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Art, we breathe art. We experience art. The art is that something that you cannot put your finger on sometimes, that feeling that you get from looking at a beautiful painting, and it fills you up, and you say, I can't explain it, but it engages me, it calls me, it feels, and sometimes art doesn't do it to you right away. Give it time.
Yeah.
Give it time to look at it again, to learn it, to feel what it tells you, to listen to it. You know, Louis Kahn, the wonderful architect, said he brought a brick to Harvard School to his students and said, look at this brick, listen what the brick wants to be. How can you listen to it? But you can imagine. You can imagine. You can feel it. How can you get this brick into a building? Where will it go? How can it dance with you to create a building that is going to be an amazing structure that will bring people in, that will keep lives evolving? You know, start thinking about that brick as a life form, as a living form. And in fact, one thing I'm keeping here in on my desk as well is Albert Einstein's very, very big sentence, and very known sentence. I hope everyone will adapt it. And he said, imagination is more important than knowledge.
That's cool. Yeah.
So if a scientist is saying that, and scientists usually are based on facts, on right? They are looking at, okay, look at this. This is what's happening. We have to listen to science. Yes, we have to listen to science, but mostly we have to listen and feel our imagination. In fact, one day I will write a book, We Live Only Twice. I write poetry, so it's going to be probably a second poetry book. Why do we live only twice? Because once we live on earth, walking on earth in the reality as we know it. The second reality is your imagination. And unfortunately, people are not using their imagination enough. They are looking at it, disregarding it. It's free. I tell our kids, it's free. Your imagination is free for you. But it takes practice.
Yeah.
How Einstein was asked one time, how far can you take your imagination? And he answered, as far as I want it to go. Well, unfortunately, he went a little too far, right? But no worries. Not everyone can really take his imagination as far as they can go.
Yeah.
Or want it to go. But it's okay. You start with little steps. You create that bubble of joy in your head before you go to sleep. You can have that bubble of joy in your head, in your imagination, and think about it. The best scenery that you want to imagine for yourself. And the more you practice it, I promise you, the better you will be, the more it will give you back. what you are investing and planting into that seed of inspiration. It's truly all about you, what you want to be. And that takes me to Shakespeare, right? I love Shakespeare. And especially now, we had to teach our youth that are working on the Joker stairs in workshops. We had to talk to them about the Shakespeare stairs and Shakespeare sonnets. Shakespeare are a work. The most important one is to be or not to be.
Yeah.
That is the question. The most important one. And when we're talking with our kids and we're telling them, okay, what does it mean? At first, they're sort of on the fence, they're not sure. And then we're talking to them about you. Who are you? Where are you coming from? Where are you going? What are your inspirations, ideas, thoughts, dreams? Why do you matter? We come from, I usually ask them, how many people are in the world? They Google it right away, unless someone knows and goes, 8 billion people. In all these 8 billion people, do you know that everyone is completely unique? There is not one person that exactly the same as the other 8 billion, right? You are one unique person. If you were put on this earth, you must do something. You can't waste your life going through life wasting your time, right? You have to be somebody. You either to be or not to be.
Yeah.
You either matter and do something with your life that is valuable, or not. This is your choice. This is your question. And you can do the best you can for you first. Just like on, when in case of emergency, on the plane, they tell you, put the mask on you first. You have to take care of yourself first. Then, if you're happy and you're healthy and you have a lot of enthusiasm to do something, everybody around you will be happy. You will do it for everyone. And it's not selfish. It's the right way to do it. Make sure that you are strong enough to help everyone else. Yes, that gives you a lot of satisfaction. And not everything comes very easily. No. Most of the time, it's not. But CITYarts always says, we care and dare make a difference. This was my first tagline. The first tagline when people asked me, why are you starting CITYarts? I said, because we care and dare to make a difference. And it's not just, okay, do one or two or, have fun. No. So it's not enough to care. You must dare to make the difference. And in fact, this is one of the lines that are leading me when I talk to kids, and our sponsors are asking us, so why are you doing it? Why? Because when kids create, they do not destroy. They inspire us all.
Yeah.
We have to give them these opportunities. And we saw after 9/11 how important it was to give our youth opportunities to connect with each other around the world. They were asking me, why are they doing this to us? And I said, who are they? So we started the program, Young Minds Build Bridges. This is a program that connects youth around the world. And we are now out of 192 countries under the UN flag. We are in 114 countries with our Pieces for Peace project. And these kids are extremely excited about even thinking about that very special question of what peace looks like to me. And this beautiful book has some of their artworks. What does peace look like to me? Okay, but following the pandemic and what was happening here in the United States, I was watching the news like all of us, and we were devastated how one state goes against the other, how we are not working together to make sure that we can overcome those harsh times. And therefore, we just started 50 CITYarts, 50 States of Peace.
Okay.
And we're doing the same in the 50 states. We are taking this beautiful dove from the heart out to every one of the 50 states. We are already in 14 states with workshops. We're going to have our traveling exhibition in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, opening on I believe on the 18th of August, and then on the 10th of September in Memphis, Tennessee. So hopefully we will have peace walls, like we have 7 peace walls around the world. We will have a peace wall in every state in our United States that will unite us all. And it will all start with our youth, educated by our teachers and our inspiring artists.
So cool. I love that.
Thank you. Yes, it's amazing. It's it's a big goal as going forward, but we're going to make it.
Yes, definitely daring, right? Yeah, love it.
Well, if you can imagine it, my father always told me, if you can imagine it, you can bring it about. So I think almost every piece of the puzzle is already imagined, and we're moving forward.
Well, I want to bring it back to New York and to SoHo in particular, and
yes,
talk a little bit more about our walk, and then you have the organization and yourself. You have a very close relationship with SoHo, so if you want to just maybe talk about that a little bit.
Wonderful. So I came to United States in 79, actually, to do my master's. I started at Columbia and NYU, and when I completed it, I actually threw out as well. I met an artist, Tsipi Ben-Haim, and who lived in Soho. And we decided to get married in 1980 and moved to a new place, which we still live on Mercer Street. A Soho loft that where all these lofts were occupied only by artists. Because the artist needed a certificate of occupancy. Otherwise, it doesn't justify for you to have such a huge space that used to be, sweatshops, manufacturing buildings. With about 400 people working in these lofts, okay? Artists, visual artists, painters and sculptors started moving into these areas when the manufacturers started moving out the sweatshops, but they were still there. And the artists realized that they need and love to live and work in the same space. This is how Soho became the model for the world. So the Department of Cultural Affairs gave them the opportunity to do so, but they needed to ask for the certificate, artist certificate, and that was given to artists only if they were professional artists. You can't just call yourself an artist just because you have nice creative ideas. No. You need to be a professional artist, which means, like every profession, you studied, you know how to do art, you sell art, you exhibit your work, you show it in different places, and when they see your resume is actually proving you are taking yourself seriously in that profession, then you get the certificate, artist certificate. Okay, so it started in the late 60s. CITYarts has a beautiful exhibition of about 100 artists. Online, you can go on our CITYarts website, cityarts.org, and you can see the beautiful exhibition. And some of the artists that in that exhibition are going to be on that walk. And hopefully they will, your group of women for culture or of culture will enjoy it. I'm sure they will. We will have Judith Murray and Joyce Kozlov. And of course, Tsipi Ben-Haim. I'll take you home and I'll show you where we are and what we do and how it all started, and give you a little bit of understanding of what my life is as not just the director, the founder and creative and executive director of CITYarts, but as a resident of Soho, as a wife of an artist, and a mother of one.
Yeah.
Tsipi Ben-Haim. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, I'm so excited, and thank you so much for putting that together. And I think it's going to be a really special experience, and definitely for many of us that it's like you hear the stories about Soho in the 70s and 80s, or we weren't here, or and so this is sort of a chance to get a taste of that and what it was like when it really was the art center of the world in some ways. And so yeah, I think it's
wonderful. I'm looking forward to all of you to come and enjoy. And by the way, Soho is still known as mini center of the arts of the world, in spite of the fact that so many galleries moved out, and artists, because they simply couldn't afford the rent or couldn't afford to purchase their homes that were offered to them long time ago. But prices are going up.
Yeah.
What can we do? However, it's still a landmark area, and very beautiful one, with cobblestones and beautiful lamps from the beginning of the centuries. I think, yeah, I would say 20th century. So come and enjoy, and we'll have a great time.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for all of your time today and on Sunday as well. And just really appreciate everything that you do for the community in New York and that you're doing for us, women of culture. And really,
With pleasure.
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Thank you, Alexandra. Thank you so much for making it happen as well.
Yes, of course. All right. I'll see you on Sunday.
Great. All the best. Take care.